All right. So that's done being soldered. And I must say, this little jig I got, amazing. I've been soldering stuff for years and years and years, and I didn't even think to look at one of these. I saw someone using it online, and I'm like, well, shit. So I looked it up. Like, it's under $8. You can't beat it. It makes soldering easy. Before I was like taping stuff down to this. This is ridiculous. This makes it a lot easier. So a little bit cooler. It's just cool enough to touch. I can take it off of that. Look at that. And what's kind of nice about these new connections I found is you don't need to use, I mean, you still could use shrink tubing around these if you wished, though this one comes with a little cover cap here, as you can see. It just goes in here and walks in. It's still a little hot. I'm trying not to burn myself. Okay, just like that. We're secured. No metal end showing. Everything's done, just like that. And I made myself a really nice adapter, or a nice little pigtail adapter. So if my truck is coming, the truck that's coming in, it comes with one of those TX60s, XT, 60s. I'm doing 90s, it holds more current, because I am going to be upgrading the brush motor that's in it to a brushless system, which I don't have yet, but I will be buying soon. And I'm going to be doing everything on XT90s. They just hold more current, it's safer, they don't get as hot when there's a lot of power running through them, it's better for the batteries. This is just temporary, in case I need the extra length for the truck, plugging the battery in and out. I have it. Kind of look like I did on the pictures, and I'll show you what the truck is once it comes in. I'll do an unboxing video. It'll be really fun. So I got the pigtail done. The next one will be, and yeah, pretty nice. And this jig, very nice. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you a good way, and I'm in most circles, the correct way of swapping battery connectors. From I believe this is called a Dean's plug, and I'm going to go to a TX90. The TX90 holds more current without getting too hot. It's just safer to use, and I've been using them on all my applications lately, and I like them. And this particular new one I got has a nice cover. It goes on top of there, so you don't need to use shrink tubing. I guess you could use shrink tubing if you wanted, but this covers it, makes it stronger too, a little bit stiffer. So I'm going to take this nice Z battery I have. It's a 11.1, about 12 volts, and I'm going to switch it over to this. And this is the correct connector. Notice they're separate. Versus what you plug into, basically the idea is this one, because it got your plastic wall around it, it's not going to touch, versus these, there's always that risk. So this is what you plug your battery into that. So, all right. Let's see here. So on my previous video, I did a time lapse on making the pigtail. Because it's just soldering. Just because there's some safety stuff, I'm not going to time lapse it. So I'm just going to get right down to it. So when you snip it, don't snip. When you cut it, do not cut both together. You will short it. It could cause a fire. There's lots of issues with that. You can also ruin your cells. The very, very first time I did this, it was like years and years and years ago, I did that. Stupid. Ever since then, I've been doing a lot of technical training, automotive, electrical training, all kinds of stuff, but it's just common knowledge. You don't do that, it will short. You do one at a time. So I typically like to do the positive first. Just clip it right behind the shielding, just like that. Keep this part on for now. That way there's no risk of it touching and snapping at you. And it will snap if you let it touch. You got your nice XT90s, and these are pretty nice. Let's go ahead and put this guy on right now. So basically, a little tab, so you want to make sure you put this part in like that. Don't forget that. oh, you have to cut it and do it all over again. You get your positive right here. And I noticed I bought a couple different types of XT90s. This one's called Amos. Amos seems to be a little better in my opinion, just sturdier, stronger, be able to solder on it. It goes a lot faster. About some ones that don't even have a name on it. Take a little longer, but that was before I had this jig here. This thing makes things way nicer. I'm sure a lot of you guys have it. I literally just discovered this like a month ago. I've been doing this stuff for years and years and years and just discovered these things exist here a month ago, so. Okay, let's do that. Nice and secure, not gonna move. Now since that's like that, we need to bring those a little closer together, so we'll just bring those closer together. Make them up, like that. Okay. Get this a little tight, okay. And see as I put it down, I'm not worried about it. It's not going to short or touch because I still got this connected to it, so we're good. The other end connected, so okay. I'm gonna take my razor blade. There's wire trimmers and snippers and all kinds of stuff. I've always used this. I've used different things in my past, but this has always worked the best in my opinion. It's quick, it's simple, and as long as your blade's sharp, it works very nice. Well, I mean, first what you're going to want to do is you're going to put a little solder on this bit. So we're just going to put this right here. Make sure we can see it. That's fine. I can hang a little bit. It's not going to hurt it. Turn my solder on. I got one of these quick ignite lighters. This thing's so far so good. I mean, this is my second use of it. It's got a little ceramic center. It heats very fast. I mean, the other one I had took about 5 minutes before you can touch it. This thing, bam, a few seconds, or not a few seconds, but give it about 30 seconds or so and it gets hot pretty quick. And it's not even at the hottest setting. I'm at 350 Celsius Fahrenheit. I mean, I don't know, it's obviously more Fahrenheit, but there, so you hear the hiss? There you go. Get my nice wire electrical solder, get this nice and hot. And I put the little tip on that has a nice flat part, so it works way more efficiently with soldering this stuff, especially big wires like this. It gets hot pretty fast. And always after you're done soldering, wipe off your soldering iron tip with a sponge or a wet cloth. As long as it's wet, it works pretty good. Otherwise you get gunk build up and it takes longer to heat, takes longer to use. See, it's gonna happen pretty fast. There we go. Melt it in, there we go. Melt, there we go. Yeah, the last soldering iron I had, they're both 60 waters, but the last one I had did not heat this fast at all. Plus, I didn't have the right tips for it. It's just, I finally decided to start upgrading some stuff, and upgrading. Newer, better equipment. Looks nice. It doesn't even have, as long as you got solder on it, in it, and then we're gonna flood it once it's in the connector. Okay, I'll take that off. Take our pliers. I'm gonna flatten this out a little bit just to make sure it will fit. Hopefully that should be fine. Okay, now we're gonna make these a little bit closer now. And if you're worried about those alligator teeth puncturing these walls, if they do, then yeah, it's not good, but it shouldn't. These are pretty thick walls. They should be able to handle the alligator teeth, because if they can't, then they're crappy walls and they would melt very fast. Okay. One under low pressure. Okay, now we're going to solder. And again, I love this little tool that holds everything together, because before I was doing things differently and it just took me forever and it was more sloppy. This just makes things a whole lot easier. Look at that, already melted in. Alright, good. Your little connector with solder. Oops. See, that was a problem there. Got loose. Normally it doesn't do that. Normally it's a better connection. Just readjust this so it doesn't slip again. I mean, before it worked fine, so here we go. This should be a little better. It's alright, no big deal. Gonna bring it back together again like that. And we're just gonna touch it better like that. Melt it in. It should stay put now. Just put your finger there. If you need to put a little oil on it, you can. Just don't get too close to the wire because it will be really, really hot. Okay. Just like that. Add a little more solder because I want that flooded in good. All right, that's looking better. That's nice. I'm recording. And that looks better. I might add a little more to it. It's just a little difficult getting this one popping out. Just close it up a little bit like that so it won't pop, it'll just stay put. Can't bring it in a little bit, that way it won't want to lunge its way out. Okay, let's try that again. I mean, it looks pretty well full of solder, but I want to do a little more. Not what I want to do. I gotta tighten some stuff around here. Hang on, everybody. Gotta tighten this up. This is still too loose. And it's the one thing you don't want to do is be messing with batteries soldering too much, because if your connector starts getting crappy, you gotta snip and redo it. But it's shiny, it's not dull. It should be fine. Ouch! Whew, that is hot. Okay. This isn't reacting the way I want it to react. I want it to fold down. Come on. Sometimes you have batteries that have very short leads. It makes things a little more difficult, especially when they're heavy. Let's do that, help support it. Just bring the whole thing down. I don't want to just bring it all down there. Let me do it like this. We'll just bring it down, lower to the ground. And try this again. I mean, it should be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not too worried about the connection being poor. Because when I upgrade to my brushless motor system, I'm gonna go from a 12 volt system to a 15 volt system. So instead of a 3-cell, it'll be a 4-cell battery, and I'll redo this again. So with the new battery. Yeah, I'm not liking the way that's... Alright, so as you can see, I got it on. I had to already set up everything. Wasn't quite working the first time, now I got it to work. So now it's soldered on, looks good. It's got plenty of solder in there, it's flooded through, fully immersed. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off. Take that off. Yeah, a little hot, okay. Okay, slip this one. And this you want to be careful not to let it touch because you know that it's open. Okay, that's out. Make sure you put this in. All right, very nice. Don't do that, those are short. Let's see. Twist it around a little bit. Okay, so get this trimmed. All right, a little twist to make sure no strangling wires, no lace wires anywhere. Add a little solder to the end here. Okay. Yeah, one thing about these soldering tips, they always get gunk on the bit, that's right. Little solder on you. Alright. Transfer the heat, add some solder to the tip. Very nice. Okay. Alright. Okay, the little cap go down towards the bottom here. Actually helps keep it separated. Oh, very nice. Make sure it's positive and minus. Positive and negative, that's positive and that is negative. Very good. Makes it a little easier too. Just put that down there, and then this goes right here. This time I'm not going to use it in the. I don't want current going through that. Just in case it does start grounding out. I don't want it grounding on me. More likely it won't, but yeah, you still. Yeah, it's like you don't want that kind of. You don't want that to solder up on you. You're gonna ground itself out on you. That would suck. It's 12 volts. It's the amperage that kills you, not the voltage. You know, 5200 milliamps, I believe, is 520 amps. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't claim to be an expert at electrical, at engineering mathematics for electrical stuff, but I know enough. So as you can see, if I get to zoom in, it's having trouble zooming. Let's see. Come on, zoom in, zoom in. There we go. That is soldered. The light is not that great. And that is soldered. As you can see, we got negative and positive both soldered in nicely. And then again, if you want to use shrink tubing, you can, but I like these little plastic. I like the way they came with these little connectors, these little covers. Covers right up like so. I mean, granted, you don't get so much solder outside where it's supposed to go that it won't fit, but it should fit fine. That's no reason why it shouldn't. What I like about these the caps they give you is it makes it it's a little bit more sturdier, so you're not just grabbing the plugs, things can break. Though I did hear they're actually really hard to break loose, so if you ever have to do any repair, you're probably going to have to cut them off and put another pair on, which is fine. This is giving me a little trouble. It doesn't want to just go in there, so I have to kind of coax it a little bit with my pliers. Okay, and there we go. There we go. Hear the click, and we're good. And there it is. I mean, it's nice too because it gives you a little extra grip for pulling the plug off and in and out. Multiple uses, so that way it's not going to snap on you. There's always that risk the solder just clink, just snaps right where you put it on. But they do a good job. Everything's melted in nicely. You got they both clicked in, and there you go. One nice XT90 connector on a battery, safely done. And this video is probably a little bit long, but I just want to do it without time lapse because you need to be safe when doing anything with batteries, especially Lipo batteries. Anything with a Lipo battery, when charging, you want to make sure you're always around it. Keep it in a fireproof, explosion-proof bag. I got one of these. Make sure to check the zoom on this. Okay, so I got one of these. It's a nice bag. It lets you. It's from the same companies I bought the battery from, but I like there's several different brands out there. But this one, it's a fireproof. They call it explosion-proof bag. But Lipos, if something ever happens and they light, it's a very, very intense hot fire. It's very dangerous. So you want to make sure you store your batteries in with something like this. And when you charge your batteries, charge them in this. I mean, when you're storing them, just take the battery out that you're not charging, put the battery you're charging in there. That way you don't have a risk of it getting too hot and something else happens and you lose all your batteries. And you can see this is a XT90 without the caps. It's okay. I mean, it does the job. I mean, I personally think this one here looks better and should function better too. As far as easier to go in and out without damaging anything. And the nice thing about this particular bag, see a little area, just do this and charge it from inside the bag just like that. It's a lot easier. Or the other bags you have to do from outside the zipper. I chose this one because this just makes more sense to do it like that. But yeah, you want to make sure you store your batteries in a nice one of these kind of bags, a container that's fireproof. And if you end up getting a nick on something that's a soft, as you can tell, this one's a hard case. Those are harder to damage. Soft case, and the reason I want the soft case because there's not a lot of room with the truck I'm getting for as far as space. So it's a soft case, but if you put a nick or a scratch that's even close to hitting one of these cells, it's no good. Disposing these are not easy. Best thing I can tell you is go get yourself a Lipo bag for one battery and just put it in there and forget about it, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I personally, you can look up what to do about it. On those things you can and can't do, I would just get a Lipo fireproof bag. It's just for individual battery. And if it's scarred or something, and leave it alone. Don't charge it. Don't use it. Once it's nicked or scratched deep, it has this potential of starting fire. So you don't want to do that. You know, you definitely don't want to burn your house. And you definitely don't want to lose your RC vehicle. You know. So yeah. So this is not bad at all. Okay then. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be posting several more videos once I get the truck and different things I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so stay tuned.